from slavery. So
You're right,
I
man.
think you had a Willie Lynch syndrome, and I compare this too as well. When I went to prison, and it's the same thing. I compare it to the same thing. It wasn't as long, but the same thing. You got brothers come out with scars
Mm-hmm.
because you've been put in a situation, and we all know. Man, you talked about 13, the
13th.
documentary. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it.
That's a
You know that
great
slavery
documentary.
has ended, right? And same thing. You're coming out with scars, so here it is, and you don't get counseling in there.
No,
So they
sir.
say, "I just let you go." What do you think most people going to do? Now, I was talking to a brother the other day, and like I said, and I know I feel like the brother mean well, and I hear this type of stuff all the time. Well, life is all about choices. Well, that's true, but you got to consider and factor in some people make choices for us indirectly, my brother.
Very
You know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah.
When they set traps, if you set a trap for a rat, and the rat, because the rat trying to get the cheese, well, you set the trap though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So a lot of these traps are set, these institutionalizations that as you were saying. But I was looking at that book on your Facebook, and you said Willie Lynch, The Making of a Slave. So
Yes, sir.
that's deep because
Yes, sir.
I read that before.
Yeah, it's a good book,
So
man.
yeah,
It,
it still
it,
exists. It still exists,
exactly, and that's why I put it up because it still exists.
Right.
Because
I seen
it's
it.
my page, I can do what I want to do with it, and I'm
Right.
not trying to offend nobody. I'm not trying to do nothing. See, one
Nah.
thing about me, pro-black don't make me anti-white. Pro-black make me
Right,
pro-black.
right.
I love my people
Right.
because I am my people, and I realize that, and I understand that, and so I got love for my people. When I see brothers and sisters out here, hey, what's happening? Hey, how you doing? Now, some may speak, some may not, but that ain't got nothing to do with me because I'm walking around with
Right,
love
right.
for my people. Because see, I ain't gonna be the one to just steady beat our people down. We've been beat down enough. We've been downtrodden
Right.
enough. We've been done wrong enough. I'm not gonna be another person that look just like our people and still got something negative to say. See, I ain't gonna perpetrate the self-hate. I ain't gonna do none of that, bro. We gonna lift each other up. And
Right.
we gonna rise up, and that's how it's supposed to be. But again, if we taught the separation, if we taught this, we more divided than ever and had a black president. Who knew?
Hey man, just like you saying, bro, it wasn't, and this is crazy again, and it's not. It wasn't until I got to prison
Yes, sir.
that I started really reading all these books about our history, and what I mean is our history, history from a black experience, war, slavery, and different things that we didn't learn when I was in school.
They
They
didn't teach
talked
it to
about
you.
the little basic stuff about Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream, and I was in prison when I learned things. And my first reaction, I was young too, so I got mad because I was like, damn, they hid this from us. If I'd have knew this, maybe I'd have seen myself in a different light instead of a drug dealer, a hustler,
See,
something of that nature.
See,
You know what I mean?
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. You win the gold
Right.
star. You win the bell. You win the gift card. You win the round trip vacation. I'm like, Oprah, you get a car. You get a car. You get a car. You
Right.
hit the nail on the head. See, if you saw
Right.
yourself as a king, she saw herself as a queen, she wouldn't allow some of the stuff that she allowed. If you saw yourself as a
Right.
king, you wouldn't do some of the stuff you do. If you saw yourself as
Exactly.
successful, if you saw yourself as uplifted, if you saw yourself as somebody with money, with financial security, you would not take some of the steps that you take. But if you steady here and you see those things, well, you was a slave, better be happy for what you got, keep it moving. So if you
Right,
believe
right.
your history started right there and you go from there with that, then heck yeah, history is told from the perspective of the winners. And so they're going to tell you what they want to tell you to keep you in the condition that you're in. But then once you know better, you got to do better. And so our
You
role
gotta
is to
do
go
better.
back and undo that because, again, school system indoctrination, it happens. We know that. But once the ones that do know in love, go back and talk to those other people. Not because, oh, man, y'all dumb. Y'all don't know this. I can't believe that. If it's not
Right.
presented to them, they're not going to grab it.
And that's what it is. I remember reading this book by Frederick Douglass called "My Bondage and My Freedom," and I'll never forget what he said in it.
Yes, sir.
It's a good read, bro. He said that he said once he because one of his slave masters, they was teaching him how to read. The mistress was, and when the slave master found out, the slave master got mad and told him, that's something you never do is teach a slave how to read. And we know the history, how they used to get their hands chopped off and they used to get, whipped, because, they know that education is powerful.
Yes, sir.
So he said once he knew that, he said, he knew, even though he was in bondage, he said, I would never be a slave again, because he said mentally I was already free. And that's what freedom. I was just hit on this a little bit as well. Like you said, once we, I became conscious then, and I didn't want to perpetuate, black on black crime and crime against anyone, but especially our people, because I got to start in my community and really the community of self when I'm talking about myself, because
man in the mirror, baby.
With myself,
man in the mirror.
I gotta look in the mirror.
Man, in the mirror.
So I'm writing a CD. I was known for doing music anyway coming up, but I've been posting some lyrics on my Facebook, because I'm getting ready to drop a little mixtape. It's called Wake Up Call, and I really do rap as a hobby. I'm not trying to really be no superstar and all that. But
I need an autograph
copy.
Called
Wake Up Call. Right, most definitely. And I touch on this. I touch on these different things to try to provoke thought about, this history and stuff like that. And, it's going to force a conversation, because it's art, it's subjective and objective, and it can force conversations. Like in one song I was talking about, they still calling me the N-word, and I said, you still calling, I said, they calling me. I said, you think that you made it, but look at how they treat you. They still calling you nigga. I'm still calling on Jesus. I'm talking about the ship, not the one in the picture. And the reason why I say that, because a lot of people didn't know, or may not know, that a lot of slaves, they was praying for Jesus. They was praying for a ship named Jesus, not a person. So, and that stuff was given to us later, in slavery, because they was coming from another different situation, different culture. So, what I'm doing is trying to just kick some knowledge, like you said, basically.
Well, that's exactly, and that's why I want to cop the CD, and I'm definitely going to be listening to it, be riding, and have my son listen to it, family, and everything else as well, because I'm all about that. Because I think I mentioned to you before, what I want you to do is I want you to spearhead some positive music CD, where I can put upload some music. I want to have maybe an hour or 2 hours worth of just music, or just nothing but positive music from cats, because I'm not going to play the music that's going to perpetrate that bull crap. I'm not going to play the music that's going to perpetrate us killing our people and just disparaging and just disregarding anything positive. I'm not going to do that. That goes against everything that I'm trying to build and working on building what Sheldon J is about. Think About It Radio, right? So I want you to be able to get the music of cats that want to be on some positive music, Chip. You can do it however you want to do it, my brother. And then get me the CD, you know what I mean, though? I'll buy it from you, whatever. And I just want some nice jams on there from some cats talking about some straight up positive, let's think about it type stuff. And then I'll run a show with just straight up music.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. And like I say, I'm doing that. And basically, and I know we probably do have another talk again. So really, I'm trying to reach from all avenues, whatever gift God bless me with. So I'm doing this CD, and that's what it's mainly for. Like I say, it's mainly to provoke thought. I always do the motivational speaking, and I also do the music. And then I'm writing a book as well.
Yes, sir.
Called From Tragedy to Triumph, and I'll tell you about that. So, but me and another brother that I knew from in the past, that we used to do this. We was doing this music 20 years ago, bro. When we was in prison, this conscious and awareness. So we have connected over Facebook. So we're gonna drop some too as well. So yes, sir. But that's what I'm about, and I don't have any profanity like that in my music. It's all clean, and it's telling these stories. So, telling our story, basically.
That's what we want, though, man, because you think about it. You think about the music of the day right now, right? Okay, what song would you hear be like, oh, man, that's a thought-provoking song right there. That song right there, economic development, that's what we need. You know what I mean, though?
Right.
There's nothing that you so if you steady putting that and pumping that in your psyche, negative. If I'm hearing a crunk song about killing and shooting, I'm not going to probably get out that car smiling. Because you put it in your head, but we just look at it and dismiss it real quick as it's nothing. But at the same time, if it's nothing, do you hear country songs talk like that? Do you hear rock and roll songs talk like that?
Right.
You know, you hear pop songs talk like that. You don't hear no other songs that go like that, but yet and still we'll sell that and people get that. But again, you give a cat that ain't got no money, you know, give him some money to do this right here. Yeah, he probably gonna compromise some things that may go against him until he realize, oh wow, I'm selling my people out. This is not cool. But they may come for themselves with the millions, you know. So I like. Yeah, go ahead.
But no, I'm listening to you. I just was thinking, and I like thinking out loud. But like you know, like you said, when you know, I think a lot of young brothers and sisters who you know start off in the rap, you know, when you first start, you're only speaking about your experience, so it probably be a lot of profanity and all that and different stuff like that because you haven't grown to another level yet. But once you become aware and conscious, then you have a responsibility. Just like now, by me knowing that, you know, we knowing these things that we're talking about, and then I go and talk about killing somebody and talk bad about women and call them out their names and things of this nature, then I'm wrong because now I have a moral responsibility, and I shouldn't sell our people out for money, you know, because that's really turning my back and being detrimental. And it don't matter if I do good, you know, give back turkeys or whatever in the hood. The detriment is far worse than the good that I'm doing, you know. Exactly. And a lot of times we get confused with that because we see, well, at least they giving back, they helping. Well, you know, you had Pablo Escobar, you know, giving things away and everything, but look at all the drugs he was selling and look how the detriment and everything he was causing. Like El Chapo, the same thing. So
exactly.
Remember the movie New Jack City? And that's a prime example.
Yes, sir.
To the kids, and I remember this growing up in the hood, you know, the dope dealers, whatever, you know, you buy a snow cone for the kids, but to the kids, they don't know. They don't understand.
Man, Goldie and the Mac. Goldie and the Mac was giving the kids money.
Goldie and the Mac.
I can't say those kids would get their bread. He's still a damn pimp.
Exactly. And that's what it's for real. So, you know, like I said, once you do it, once you understand these things, and that's why I like the Boondocks, bro. I don't know if you watch that show.
Oh, I love the Boondocks. That was the picture I put up today.
Hey man, the Boondocks, you know, it really touch on these things. That's what it touch on a lot of stuff like that. With with comedy. So it's really teaching you the same thing. But that's what I think, and yeah, we the only ones that do that. You know, we the only ones that do that. And what I was going to say, the industry helps because you know, remember in the '90s now, it was conscious rap at first, but they got together and they bought it to these private stocks and shares in prison. So if I buy into a private stock and a share in prison, and I'm owner of a record company,
I need my investment to pay off.
Yeah. So I need y'all to talk about something else because I need to fill these prisons up
because my investment,
so I can get my money.
Yes, they have contracts with the prisons that they have a X amount of capacity.
Right. There you go. But like I say, people waking up like Michael Jordan. You know, he invested in private prisons, and you know, you got people like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar calling him out. It's different people calling it. It's just like right now, man. People are not blind to this stuff no more, and they are calling this stuff out. But it still takes time. We're a work in progress.
When it takes time, reason why it takes time though, because produce, owner, manufacturer. What do we do? What do we produce? What do we own? What do we manufacture? That's the reason why it takes so much time. Why do you think all those towns like Black Wall Street and those other towns and those in Chicago and all those places that were doing well back in the day, why they got burned down, why they got ran out? Right. Because they saw what the power of the people can do together. Well, you know what? They don't need us what we got. Like I said, the only thing we share now is, like I said, the money, the dollars, or whatever. So we had our own stuff because we had to have our own stuff. We had our own back. So when we had a chance to get a little colder water down the street from the little water down here, okay, you stop getting the water that been keeping you good. You don't want that. That's the water that been sustaining, because you want this water down here because you can get it. But they don't really want you to get that water. They just want your money. So we got trillions of dollars that go out as far as our spending rationale, and we still in 2016 saying Black Lives Matter. We got all this money that we spend, all this buying power, all this flashiness, all this right here, because we still don't have that togetherness. So there's a reason why they broke those communities down, because they seen the value of people standing up saying, yeah, yes, we do matter to each other, and we going to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps. We ain't going to ask nobody for nothing. He ain't come to government assistance. Let me help you out. You mean, so it just becomes, you know it, and I